If you are over the age of 35, stop everything you're doing right now. After a lifetime of eating fatty foods, you may run the risks of a stroke or heart attack due to plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. To learn how you can reduce your risks, visit youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today. This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.
Benny Lansbury was a young, poor African-American kid who inadvertently got caught up in the mob when he came to the aid of a mafia captain under the attack by a group of assassins. Benny saved the man's life, and in return, he becomes the head of the mafia's drug operation. Buy The House of Lansbury in the description box.
As the world turns to hip-hop, man.
Yeah.
As the world turns to hip-hop. So look, man, Trick Daddy was getting a lot of criticism because he said some motherfucking things about Beyonce and Jay-Z that had the Beehive hot. Now, I never seen so much support from Jay-Z as of late that I seen today because people were highly upset at Trick Daddy.
Right.
And how
Beyonce fucking one because she see money. Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and that. Beyonce don't write music and Benny can sing no motherfucker. So Beyonce can't sing. I don't like Beyonce.
Okay. She definitely can't sing. I don't know why they be thinking she can sing. They just...
Man, I watched my God from the train. Beyonce all her career, man. Beyonce can't go. Beyonce fucking one because she see money. Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and that. Beyonce don't write.
Okay, that's him repeating what he said. So he basically said she can't sing. And he also said this: Jay-Z ain't never won the greatest rapper alive. Whoever put him on that level like that. The Let's Go lyricist went on to claim that the untimely murder of Brooklyn rapper Biggie Smalls in 97 left a void in hip-hop. Thus, the 99 Problems rapper unanimously promoted the gap. He said when New York lost Biggie, they needed a hero because they wanted to be the mecca of hip-hop. They just handed it over to Jay-Z.
Come on,
now,
man.
Before we get into that, 'cause I see you ready. He also said this about Beyonce to put clear context to what he said.
That's my opinion. Beyonce, the number one performer I ever seen besides Michael Jackson and Chris Brown. Can she sing? Yeah. She can't sing. She ain't in my top. Beyonce ain't Stephanie Mills. She ain't Patti LaBelle. She ain't Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. She ain't Adele. But that's my opinion. That she might be your Adele. She might be your Whitney Houston. That's my opinion. I told my homeboys, Chris Brown is on the level of Michael Jackson. They like, you crazy, you disrespecting the king. The Thriller album did this. I'm telling you something I feel, and I'm telling you something that Michael Jackson told Chris Brown himself. Mike was a fan of Chris Brown and told Chris Brown, I like everything you do, how you sing, how you represent, and how you perform. I'm a big fan of yours. That's you. That's my opinion.
So yeah, let's break this down, man. Let's talk about Beyonce first. Now, a lot of people are upset and going crazy. Go ahead, do you think?
I agree to a certain extent, with him. I get exactly where he's coming from with it. Because if everybody remembers, I forget what movie she did a long time ago, but it was like her and Jennifer Hudson. Mm-hmm. And they had this, some type of sing, and Jennifer Hudson totally smashed shit, blew shit out the water. But and then again, I love Beyonce, but is she at the level of some of the greatest as being able to just blow? She's close, but she's not there. But like he said, performance-wise, song-wise, longevity, businesswoman, she blows everybody else out the water. But as far as like raw Whitney Houston, she's very, very close, but not there. She's not my top when you talk about singers. There's people that could do it, a lot better. Now, as far you want to go to Jay-Z first or stay with the Beyonce?
Stay with the Beyonce
All right,
first.
go ahead.
I know you're about to go in. I disagree. I think, and I put Beyonce up there, but this is what people had their favorites, and there's different style of singers. You got your singers that are more like finesse, that can run and do their things and get in the pocket, and they got good tones, and you got your power singers. We know power singers, and some people really resonate with that. That's what you got your Jennifer Hudsons, your Whitney Houstons, your Mariah Careys. Those people are considered people that sing, people that can blow, people got that anointed voice. We often hear those kind of singers in the choir and in the church and things like that. So I get that people like those kind of singers. I'm not tripping on what Trick Daddy said because I disagree, but people just annihilate somebody for their opinion. If that's his opinion, he deserves to have it. You know what I'm saying? But that is what it is.
Right.
As far as Jay-Z is concerned, what it is.
Right.
As far as Jay-Z is concerned, what's your thoughts, man?
So he pretty much was saying like, all right, Jay-Z, when Biggie died, it was a void. They wanted to they just handed it to him. I think that's BS. They didn't hand him anything. And it's my calculation that if Biggie and Jay-Z if Biggie would have stayed alive, they still would have been neck and neck. Because if you heard any of the music that they did together and you seen when they came together, they was neck and neck at that time. Now Biggie's an awesome lyricist, Jay-Z's an awesome lyricist. Biggie has so much of a small window, but it's so great and so legendary. So it's kind of hard to know if he would have been able to sustain that over a period of 20 years like Jay-Z has. It's very hard to see. So you can't come up here and say that somebody gave anything to Jay-Z. If you know Jay-Z's story, you know that they grinded and they hustled, from the bottom for everything. When labels didn't want to sign him, you know what I mean? And he kept consistent and he kept getting better. So like a Busta Rhymes and some of these rappers that continue to get better over time. So I would totally disagree with somebody handing him anything, and I could say, 100% certainty that he was just on Biggie's level at that time and they would have stayed neck and neck for a long time, in my opinion.
I'm curious to know who he said put him there. Like, that's a very interesting statement. Who somebody put him there. Because when you look at the level of talent, even after Biggie's untimely passing, you still got Nas there. You still got DMX about to come in there. LL still running amok out there.
Yep.
Still got Wu-Tang out there. There's a lot of characters. You still got the Locks out there. And not only are there great rappers, but there's marketable rappers out there in New York. New York was still hot. You seen the South doing their thing and about to come up going into the 2000s, late 90s. But at the same time, the spot for New York was up for grabs with the Void. I don't think just because the Void was there, unless they know something we don't, because at the same time, we weren't in these label meetings. We weren't there. And we know how some of these labels work.
He ain't explain it, so
we don't know.
Right.
What context? Who put him there? Lior? Somebody higher? Who put him there?
But how could you be put there though? Like anyway, like you said, you still gotta work, you still gotta compete. You know what I mean, in that arena. You still gotta, survive. And people not just gonna give you hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't give a fuck who you are, make you a billionaire. Like you had to put that work in. But then again, it's his opinion. Yeah. And it's strong coming from somebody like Trick Daddy. That's why I think it's getting a lot of attention like it is right now, because Trick Daddy, was one of the legends coming out of the South and the hip hop period. So it's going to resonate with a lot of people. But again, like you said, it will be a great conversation to have. Hopefully we can get him on here to talk and say who exactly put him and how did they put him there and explain how he didn't earn it.
We heard some people from the South. We had our brother Big Gip on here from Goody Mob.
Yeah.
And he had some shit to say about Hov. Now, he wasn't disrespectful, but they just felt like in the South, and we don't know how they felt in Miami, they kind of I don't want to say snub their nose in a negative way, but they looked at Hov like, look, they may have you on a mantle up here, out here, but down here, your shit stink too, bro. And I think that they always kind of carried that for Hov. There's no hate, but at the same time, they don't put him on that mantle. And anytime they hear, oh, Hov was the greatest, man, get the fuck out of here. No, he wasn't.
Right.
I kind of see that, especially from the OGs down there.
Right.
During that time where they were trying to look and get their respect too as real MCs. So
yeah,
it could be something. We got to talk to him though. We're stating our opinion and speculating until we can get the brother in here to ask him directly and get the answer straight out the horse's mouth. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure he probably didn't think this conversation would blow up like it did. He was on Clubhouse talking. He probably didn't expect this to get big, but not some good, talking point. I definitely disagree with the Beyonce thing with you, but it's cool, man. We ain't got to agree on everything. And I love Beyonce. She's one of my favorite people, but you know what I mean? I just think that I agree with him more, I should say, on a way. It's all subjective, everybody's opinion anyway. So,
and that's why we got to stop tripping.
Right.
Stop looking for fucking validation. If somebody don't validate you, that don't mean they wrong, and that don't mean you got to destroy him. Like now, people are sending and putting negative comments in his restaurant, like on the Yelp. Oh, his food's disgusting. Oh, this is bad. Oh, out of nowhere. When all I heard, if that's your style of food that you eat, that shit is smacking. And I seen this motherfucker mustering up some ribs and doing some shit. I'm like, oh, this shit look, if I ate meat, that shit look good as hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit look right. But now people doing the hateful stuff. And that's the shitty part of this. Like, Letting motherfucker, if you don't agree with them, don't agree with them. But don't start throwing mud and tearing up other brands because you don't agree with my man's opinion. That's corny.
I'm gonna ask you about this.
If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Blackout. Blackout is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-78